How you doing, everybody? On this episode, I'm gonna make an omelet with this spring porcini. So this is perhaps my favorite mushroom in the world to find. This one, the scientific name is Boletus rex-varis, and it is a porcini mushroom. This is a bolete, so if you can see underneath here, it's got a sponge surface rather than gills like a lot of mushrooms have. But this one's got a very bulbous base, very kind of reddish on the cap, and this is an amazing edible. If you've ever seen my channel, Mushroom Wonderland, I talk about all kinds of mushrooms. But today I'm gonna make a pretty simple recipe. Mushrooms go great with eggs. It's kind of a classic recipe. And so the porcini is delicate enough that it goes really well to some eggs folded into it. And I'm gonna use a little bit of spinach and some really nice Parmesan and just make a really kind of a simple buttery mushroom omelet that is going to be to die for. So join me on this episode of Mushroom Wonderland to make an omelet out of this beautiful porcini.
Welcome to Mushroom Wonderland.
So these mushrooms grow in the wild. They can only be foraged wild. I found this one growing up in the mountains. It was a total lucky find. Right now, let's cut to that clip of me finding this particular mushroom in the woods so you can see kind of the environment that it's growing in, and then we'll get to the cooking.
Surface. Oh lordy, what do we got right here? Look at this. What do we got? Baby! Yes! Yes! I found one! The spring porcini! The Boletus rex-varis! Oh Lord, look at this. Oh, it's a fern. But dude, I found one. How amazing is that? How beautiful. That yellow stuffed pore surface under there. Super fat stipe with reticulation. This one is young and prime and perfect. It's got a little dirt on it. I'm gonna clean it up. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. That is cool. Finally, my first one of 2024. Boletus rex-varis, or the spring porcini. How nice.
So these mushrooms are what are known as mycorrhizal. They grow in association with certain trees. And here in the Pacific Northwest, up in the mountains, you can find them from Northern California all the way up to Alaska. So they seem to like spring, even though Boletus edulis, or the true porcini, the porcini that most people know, it's an autumn mushroom, usually will flush in the mountains here in Washington State in like late September. But coming across these is pretty rare find. But these mushrooms grow on the east side of the Cascade Mountains. So I'm from the west side. I'm down here low by the salt water. And so me getting over there to that side of the mountains and actually coming across one of these just by chance is a pretty awesome day. So we're gonna get into this video. I think for this omelet, I'm just gonna use a portion of this. And these mushrooms can get very buggy, but look at that. It's perfectly white inside, not a sign of larvae. So that is amazing, because these mushrooms can definitely attract flies and larvae, other wildlife. This one was found right near another one that had been chewed on by a squirrel. It was sitting at the base of a tree that the squirrel had plucked it and kind of clued me into where this mushroom was. So that was pretty awesome. There you go, a nice sharp knife, and you can see just how pure that flesh is. There's no bugs anywhere in this. Perfect mushroom. So let's start getting a pan hot with some olive oil in it. So I just have an electric range here. One day I'll have a nice gas stove, but I'm going to turn this on medium-high heat, get my pan hot, and I have some olive oil here. This is extra virgin. You could use light olive oil. Use whatever oil you want, but we want to get some fat in here. And I don't want to use butter because that will have a tendency to burn before the mushrooms are done. I got a couple of local farm fresh eggs. I'm going to make a nice 3-egg omelet. Dang, those shells are tough. And then I use a fork just to whisk these up. Our oil is nice and hot. And in goes the porcini. This is going to sweat out a little bit of liquid, and that's fine. Some people would choose to dry saute a large amount of this, but this is just a small amount. It's okay. Put it right in the oil, and as the moisture comes out of the mushroom, it'll evaporate off, and they'll get nice and golden brown. We want that caramelized reaction to happen with this oil. Alright, now I'm going to roughly chop up some spinach. The spinach wilts a lot, so we use quite a bit for one omelet, but you'll see. You know, mushrooms are easier to digest the more you cook them. They have something called chitin in them, in the cell wall of the fungi, that actually is the same thing that exoskeletons of shrimp and lobsters and crabs have, and you just can't digest that stuff. But it breaks down on cooking. Really, the longer you cook it, the more chitin gets broke down, and you can get a lot of nutrition out of these, and they're actually really healthy and have quite a bit of protein. So, and as you can see, we're getting that Maillard reaction, that golden brown from the sugars in that mushroom. They didn't sweat off too much water. They're just a perfect mushroom for this, I'm telling you. You could add some garlic or shallots or a little onion or meat, you know. I'm just going to keep this one pretty simple. Alright, now I'm going to just put my spinach right in there, right on top. And it's going to wilt real quick. Gotta have some toast with an omelet. I'm gonna hit this with just a little bit of salt. I know the electric grinders are kind of corny, but they're a gift and they actually work pretty cool. And I like a little black pepper. Alright, everything's looking good. We're going to add in our egg now. So I just take this blended egg mixture. You really want to make sure that you get it nice and mixed up. Alright, mushrooms getting that beautiful golden brown. I think it's time to add the eggs in. So I've got my 3 farm fresh eggs all nice and whipped up. And I'm just going to add these right on in here. Look how thick those are. It's going to be amazing. Alright, now I got this block of really good Parmesan. We're going to grate that onto there. I like quite a bit. Very salty, savory, just goes perfect with everything. Right, y'all, I'm pretty excited about this breakfast. Nothing better than a porcini and Parmesan omelet in the morning. And man, give you some energy to get back out there and do some more mushroom foraging. So thanks for joining me on this episode of Mushroom Wonderland. And until the next one, much love, everyone. Peace out. Mm.